Holograms are eye-catching technology that capture our attention and also our imagination. For many, some of the most recent and abundant depiction of on-screen holograms have come in the slew of Marvel movies, which are set in most cases in a near-present future that looks much like the world of today. Though with notably glitzer technology, filmmakers love to use holograms in movies almost as much as audience love to see them. So in this video we'll talk about science behind the hologram and how it's work. In our real life, holograms are virtual 3D images created by the interference of light beam that reflect real physical object. Hologram preserve the depth, parallax and other properties of the original items. A photographic technique that record the light scattered from an object and then present it in a way that appears 3D is called holography. 3D hologram display are the next step in more human compatible digital context. The applications are limitless. A hologram enables science fiction like application, 3D creation and hologram calls. Hologram are bit like photographs that never die. It look like 3D photo that have somehow got trapped inside glass, plastic or metal. When you tilt a hologram frame, you see an image of something like bird or any animal moving inside the frame. Phenomenon used in holography is interference and diffraction of light. This holography was invented by Denis Gabor, a Hungarian-born scientist in 1948, for which he received the Nobel Prize for Physics more than 20 years later. He developed this theory of holography while working to improve the resolution of an electron microscope. Hologram can now also be entirely computer generated to show object or scene that never existed. Most holograms produced are of static object. Holography is not only used to make 3D pictures and video, it does not confine itself to the visible spectrum. Application of holography include information storage, recording of image in depth as optical elements. Holography is on its way to revolutionizing medicines. It can be tool for visualizing patient data in training of students and surgeons. The current system like magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) and ultrasound scans genetic complex data using advanced imaging technology. It could also help bank employees in detecting the originality of notes and other currencies. Interactive holograms have always been the stuff of science fiction, but scientists have now created holograms that you can touch and shake hand with. Google is also developing a hologram-like 3D video conferencing tool called Project Starlin. Project Starlin, a hologram-like video chattering tool that make it look like the person you are talking to is right there in the same room, but actually it's not. One circus in Germany is getting creative in how they plan to tackle the abuse that animals often face. They've introduced hologram animals instead of live performance without mistreating innocent creature, and even since they bite their live animal performers farewell. The circus called Circus Roncalli is the first to do this sort of thing. The animation are created on a computer and then projected to the crowd. Since 2018, the show has featured no live animal, turning instead to holographic projection with 360-degree visibility for audience seated around this ring. In fact, by 2030 we could all be using holograms to stay connected to our nearest and dearest. Hologram technology inspired by Marvel Iron Man could bring new dimension to smartphones. This technology could also run on a smartwatch. It predicted that this technology could bring commercial available hologram within reach.